Hello friends, welcome to Abhidhamma part 18. So this is the last video of this Abhidhamma series. So today we are going to talk about Kammatthana. Kamma means act and Thana means the place. Kammatthana means meditations, the object of meditations, that is called Kammatthana. So actually the Buddhas talked about two type of meditation. The first one is samatha bhavana or tranquil meditations or calm meditations, and the second one is vipassana meditation or insight meditations. So the difference between these two is that samatha bhavana only calm the mind and tranquil the all type of nivaranas or distractions. There are 5 enemies, that is craving, aversions, and restlessness, then heaviness in the body as well as the mind, then doubt. These are the 5 hindrances. So this type of samatha meditations, it just suppress the hindrances and we can experience the peace as well as happiness. Then we'll experience some jhana. So this type of meditation is called samatha bhavana. So most of the meditation that is happening today is of this category, samatha bhavana. So it is also called one-pointed concentrations. Just concentrate on some particular mantras or rupas. Then we can meditate, then we'll experience some sort of happiness, but it will not give liberation to us, because to get the liberations, we need to understand the 3 characteristics of all physical as well as mental phenomenon. That is anicca, that is impermanence; dukkha, that is suffering; anatta, that is not self. All these 3 characteristics can be only experienced by vipassana meditations. So in most of the traditions, they first start with the samatha meditation, then switch over to vipassana meditations. So these are the first categories. And in some categories, there are 2, samatha as well as vipassana is yoked together, and they are practicing that side of meditations. And the third category is pure vipassana meditations. They start with vipassana and end with vipassanas. So there are many kinds of meditations, and for that you need to search for different kinds of meditations and Buddhism. Then you will get a lot of information regarding that. So the Kammatthana, that means the object of meditations. Because when we start meditations, there should be some Kammatthana or the object of meditations, because the consciousness for getting our mind, for getting concentration, it should have some object of meditations, and without the object of meditation we cannot concentrate. So the Buddha prescribed 40 objects for samatha bhavana or tranquil meditation. There are 40 objects, and with the help of these objects we can concentrate on the mind. And for vipassana meditation, there are only 3 objects, that is anicca, that is impermanent; dukkha, that is suffering; anatta, that means not self. So let's start with this samatha meditations. So there are 40 objects of meditation or kammatthanas. So they are divided into 7 categories. The first one is kasina, 10 kasinas, and the second one is 10 ashubha or loathsome object, and third anusadi or 10 anusadi or recollections of object. Then fourth one is brahma viharas, and the fifth one is arupa or immaterial sphere, and the sixth one is ahare padikula sanya, and the seventh one is chadu dhadu vavatthana. So these are the 7 categories of this samatha bhavana. So there are total 40 objects. So let's see the object one by one. The first one is 10 kasinas. Kasina means whole things. That means they are keeping some object outside. It may be earth, it may be water, it may be fire, or any other object. It should be 1 foot in diameter and will be kept around 5 feet or 10 feet from us, and we'll be observing that kasinas for some time. Then we'll be closing the eyes, then we visualize the outside object inside, then we keep on meditating that inside object. And I must warn that it is very, very dangerous meditations, so never try to do it yourself, because we need the guidance of some teachers for this type of meditations. If you are doing it for yourself, certainly you will be harmed, because it is very serious meditations. So never try to do this type of meditation by yourself. Always try to get the help of some teachers for teaching you. So the first one is Patavi Kasana, that means earth circle. We keep some earth or some soil, mix it with water, and we make a round, around 1 feet round of this earth, and we keep at a distance around 5 feet or 6 feet from us, and we'll observe that earth for some time. Then we close the eyes, then visualize that earth inside, then we keep on that meditating that inside that these things. So the same way, the 10 kasanas are done on the same way. The next, the first one is Padavi Kasana or the earth kasanas. The second one is Apo Kasana or water kasanas. And the third one is Tejo Kasana or the fire kasana. And the fourth one is Vayo Kasana. Vayo means air. So some outside that air, it is touching our body. So we'll be watching that. Apo Kasana means water. Tejo Kasana means fire. Vayo Kasana means air. And the fifth one is Nila Kasana or brown circles. And the sixth one is Pila Kasana or yellow or golden circles. And the seventh one is Lohita Kasana, that means red circles. And the eighth one is Aloka Kasana, that is light of the sunlight or something that we can concentrate. And the ninth one is Odada Kasana, that means white kasanas. And the 10th one is Akasa Kasana or space kasana. All these kasanas leads to 5 Rupavachara jhana and 4 Arupavachara jhanas and 5 Lokiya Abhijna, that means mundane super knowledges. And there are 10 Asubhas or 10 kinds of Asubhas means loathsome object that is lying outside and we have to see. The Buddha prescribed this type of 10 Asubha meditations or loathsome object to the young monks. There's a lot of lust in their body. To come out of their lust, the Buddha wanted them to understand the real nature of the body. So the Buddha used to send them to the cemetery or the burial ground and ask them to observe the body. Around 2500 years before, there was an open burial in most of the places in India. They never bury the dead body or never burn it. So they just keep it on the burial ground so that all the meat-eating, flesh-eating animals as well as birds come and they eat up the body. So it is for feeding the animals or feeding the birds, they did like that. So Buddha used to send the monks to the cemetery or the burial ground to observe the body so that they also understand what is the characteristic of their body, so they can visualize that their body is also going to be like that. And this Atta Bhava, that means I am this will be disintegrated by observing this type of bodies. And their attachment to the body also diminishes. And for that, Buddha used to send young bhikkhus to the burial grounds. There are 10 type of corpse or dead body the Buddha advised us to see the real nature of our body. The first one is Uddhamadaka or rotten or bloated. And the second one is Vinilaka, discolored and brownish back. And the third one is Vipupaka, that means skin is cracked and the pus is oozing out. And the fourth one is Vichitaka, that means cut into 3 or 4 pieces. And the fifth one is Vikayataka, that means eaten and mangled by dogs as well as vultures. And the sixth one is Vikitaka, that means bitten and scattered into pieces by dogs as well as vultures. And the seventh one is Hatavikitaka, that means mutilated by knife as well as axe. And the eighth one is Lohitaka, that means a bloody corpse. And the ninth one is Puluvaka, that means worm infested corpse. And the tenth one is Attika, that means only skeleton. And there are 10 Anusadis, that means remembering or reflecting on the qualities of something that is called anusati. That means remembering some things. For example, there is a lot of nivarnas or lot of defilement that comes out, then we can think about or reflect upon the qualities of the Buddha and Dhamma and Sangha, and there are so many anusatis, so that if we are doing that, our distraction will come down and we can concentrate more, our mind will be more and more calm, and for that these 10 anusatis are practiced. The first one is Buddhanusati, that means reflections of the virtues of the Buddhas. For example, we need to recite this Buddhanusati. Itipiso Bhagava Arham Samma Sambuddho Vidya Charana Sambanno Sugado Logavidu Anuttaro Purusadhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manussanam Buddho Bhagavadi. So like that, first of all we have to chant, then we have to reflect on each word, and we should try to generate the same quality in ourselves. So that is called Buddhanusati. That means remembering the qualities of the Buddha. So otherwise we can take only one word and we can try to remember that words. So whatever that defilement comes within us, it will be calmed down. So that is the use of this Buddhanusati. For example, there is a lot of distractions and we are unable to meditate, then we should try to practice this Buddhanusati, remember the qualities of the Buddha, then the defilement that came, they will be suppressed and mind will be calm, then we can practice meditations. And the second one is Dhammanusati, that means remembering the qualities of Dhamma. Swakado Bhagavada Dhammo Sanditthiko Akaliko Ehi Passiko Opanayiko Pachattam Vedidabho Vinyuhidi. So like that we have to remember the qualities of the whole Dhamma, or we can take the one qualities of the Dhamma and we can remember. And the third one is Sankhanusati, that means 9 virtues of the Sangha or a monk. Supatipanno Bhagavado Savaka Sango, Ujupadipanno Bhagavado Savaka Sango, Nyayapadipanno Bhagavado Savaka Sango, Samijipadipanno Bhagavado Savaka Sango, Yatidam Chattari Purisa Yugani, Atta Purisa Puggala, Esa Bhagavado Savaka Sango. So like that we can recite and we can think about the qualities of a Sangha, or we can take only one qualities and we can think about that. So that is called a Sankhanusati. It settles the mind and calms the mind so that we can try to meditate more. And the next one is Sila and Sudhi. That means reflection of our own Shila. That means 5 precepts that are there. Should not kill, should not steal, should not do sexual misconduct, should not tell lies, and should not take any intoxicants. Like this 5 virtues are there. So we should try to remember the virtues that we have practiced throughout our life, so that our mind will become happy, because I have practiced this type of precepts. So like that. So that is called Sila and Sudhi. Then Chaga and Sudhi. Then we can remember about our Chaga. Chaga means our non-attachment. That means we have give lots of donations or charities. So we can remember about our Chaga or donation, so that our mind will become peaceful. Then we can start meditations. Then the next one is Devatanusati. That means reflections on the quality of the deities. There are so many devatas, that means upper heavens, so we can remember them. For example, the qualities of Indra or some devatas, there or deities that is staying in the upper world. How did they reach there? Because of their meritorious deeds they reach there. So that is why they are enjoying a good life there. So we also should try to do more meritorious deeds, so that we can also go to such places and we can live peacefully, and we can practice our meditation so that we can get Nimbhana. So for that we have to think about Devatanusati. Then Upasamanusati. Next one is Upasamanusati, means reflections on the virtues of the Nimbhana. Because Nimbhana is the ultimate peace. So wherever we take birth, whether in the human world, on the Rupa or Arupa, there is suffering is there. So to come out of all this suffering, we should try to experience the Nibbana. So we need to understand or reflect on the qualities of the Nibbana, so that it is a total peaceful and we are not attached to anything. That is the state that we want. We are striving for that. All through our life, whatever we are doing only for that. So we should try to think about that qualities of the Nibbana. And the next one is Marananasadi, that means remembering our own death. Because we are sure to die one day, so that is the only one sure thing in our life. Nothing is sure than this. So we should try to think about our own death. I may die today, I may die tomorrow, anytime the death can come, because there is no agreement between ourselves as well as the death. It can come anytime and overpower us. So we need to think about our own death constantly. It is not to develop depressions, but if we try to think about our own death, the virya or the strength of the practice will come out, because we know that we are going to die, and before that we should try to do our meditations, and whatever we need to do, we need to do. So that is the importance of this Marananasadi. And the ninth one is Kayagata Sadi, that means reflections on the 32 impure parts of the body. It is to come out of the attachment. For example, men is attached to women and women are attached to men. Why they are attached? Because they don't understand the impurities of the body. To come out of that attachment, we need to think about the impurities of the body. Then certainly we'll try to come out of that attachment. For example, there are a lot of impurities in our body. There is a heart, or there is intestine, liver, and urine, blood, and everything is there. So our body is just like a bag. So what is inside? So we need to think constantly on this impurities. Then we'll understand this body is full of impurities. It is just like a bag outside, but inside is full of impurities. So if we take out all these impurities and put it in bag and keep it in front of us, we'll not like it. So Buddha gave this type of meditations, this Kayagata Sadi, for the young monk, because their mind is always in the lust. So the Buddha asked them to meditate on their own impurities. And the 10th one is Anapanasati, that means mindful also of the breathing, of the breath, that means in breath or out breath, out breath. So these are the 10 Anusadi. So it will help us, help the mind to settle down, so that we can start our meditations. And the next is 4 Brahma Vihara. Brahma Vihara means sublime about, or Vihara means about. They can also called 4 Apamanyas. Apamanya means infinite, because they are this is infinite things. The first one is Metta. Metta means we are having some goodwill towards all the being. That is Metta. Karuna, that means compassion towards the suffering people. And Mudita, that means sympathetic joy with other people. And Ubekha, that means equanimity. So these are the 4 Brahma Viharas. So there are some monks like Bhante Vimalaramsi, he teaches this type of Brahma Viharas meditation only, and it's very good, calm and peaceful type of meditations. So we can practice these Brahma Viharas also. And the next one is Ahare Padikula Sanya, that means perceptions on the loathsome of the food. We are attached to the food as well as the taste, because the food when it is touch our mouth, then the taste will arise and we are getting attached to the food. So that is called lobha. So to come out of that, we have to think about the bad thing about the food, because now it is arranged very nicely, everything is good, but when we start taking it, when we chew it, it becomes small pieces, then it becomes sticky, then we go inside, then also it is mixed with the phlegm, then digestion takes place, then from this the urine comes, then from this the stool comes, and the stool that no one want to see. So beautiful food, when it goes inside and come outside, become most ugly things. So this food is going to change like that. So like that we need to think to come out of that attachment. That is called Ahare Padikula Sanya. And the next one is Chadu Dhadu Vavarthana. Chadu Dhadu means 4 elements. Vavarthana means knowledge. There are 4 great elements, that is called Padavi, Abo, Tejo and Vayos. And body is made of this 21 kalabas, and each of this kalaba contains at least 4 these essential elements, and the 4 material qualities, just like Vanna, Gandha and Rasa and Oja. So we cannot see the four great element, but inside us we can see the qualities of this element. For example, the earth is having that hardness as well as softness within us. Apo is the cohesions, and Tejo is the heat, and Vayu is the motion. So when we meditate, there is heaviness or lightness, that is earth element. There is heat or cold, that is fire element. And there is motion as well as vibrations. This is Vayu element. And the water element doesn't have any sensations. So all these things come as a sensations, and we are concentrating on that sensation. That is called Chaduddhadu Vavatthana meditations. So this type of meditation is also there. And the next one is 4 Arupa or 4 immaterial sphere. So we have seen that Arupa Jhana or immaterial sphere Jhana, Ananta Akasa, infinite space, then infinite perceptions, then neither perception nor non-perceptions or nothingness. So like that 4 Arupas or immaterials meditations are there. So that is also can be used as an object of Samatha meditations. Then the next thing is we need to understand 6 charitas or 6 type of temperament or nature of the persons. Because when Buddha was there, so when some people came to the Buddha, first of all he will try to see what type of person this person is, and he will try to give the Kammatthana suitable to that person's. Same Kammatthana will not be given to, same Kammatthana means meditation object will not be given to all person. He will first see the charitas or the temperament of the person, and he will give suitable Kammatthana to the persons. And there are 6 charitas or 6 temperament of the people. First one is Raga Charita or greedy nature, and Dosa Charita or hatred nature, Moha Charita, stupid nature, Saddha Charita, faithful nature, Buddhi Charita, intellectual nature, and Vitakka Charita, that means ruminating nature. So this 40 Kammatthana we can divide and give to this type of people according to their temperament, so that their progress will be fast. So the greedy natured should be given 10 Ashubha type of meditations, Kayagada Sadi, and this 2 type, 10 Ashubha and Kayagadanu Sadi, to suppress his passions. And hate nature person should practice 4 Brahma Viharas and 4 colors. That means in the kasinas, Neela, Pila, Lohida, and Odada. This Kammatthana as pure and serene, so delete the person, so his hate nature will come down. And the stupid and dull natured persons and ruminating natured person should practice Anapanasati. And the faithful person should practice either Buddhanasati, Dhammanasati, Sanghanasati, Silanasati, Chaganasati, or Devadanasati. Intellectual persons should practice Marananasati, Upasamanasati, Ahare Padikula Sanya, and Chadudadu Vavatthana. Kammatthana suitable to all type of persons are Pathavi Kasina, Apotajana, Tejo Kasina, Vayo Kasina, Aloka Kasina, Akasa Kasina, and 4 Arupas, that means immaterial meditations. Now there are 3 stages of bhavana or meditations. According to with the degree of concentration, there are 3 stages. The first one is Parikamma Bhavana, preparatory stages, just below the neighborhood concentration. There are 3 type of concentration. Khanika Samadhi, that means for momentary mind concentrate. Then Upachara, neighborhood, Appana, that means full concentrations. And the first one is Parikamma Bhavana, and the second one is Upachara Bhavana. That means it is duration is little bit increased. And the third one is Appana Bhavana. Appana Bhavana, full observation, full absorptions. Now, next is Bhavana and Kammatthana. Parikamma Bhavana is attainable in all 40 Kammatthanas. Parikamma means momentary concentration can be achieved with all this 40 Kammatthana. Parikamma Bhavana and Upachara Bhavana occurs in first 8 Anusati and also in Ahare Padikula Sanya and Chaduddhadu Vivatthana. All 3 type of Bhavana occurs in remaining 30 Kammatthana, that is 10 Kasana, 10 Ashubha, 4 Brahma Vihara, 4 Arupa, Kayagadhanusati, and Anapanasati. Now, there are some 5 Lokiya Abhinya, that means mundane supernormal qualities, that also we should understand. For example, if we are practicing this samatha, we'll get this 5 type of Iddhivida Abhinna. First is Iddhivida Abhinna, that means power of creating forms, flying through the air, walking of water, diving deep into the earth. So these are the supernormal abilities that we'll get if we practice samatha bhavana. And the second one is Dibba Soda Abhinna. That means divine ear. We can develop a divine ear and we can hear the sound from far away. And the third one is Parichitta Vijnana or Chedo Pariyajnana. We can understand what is happening in the other's mind. And the fourth one is Pubbe Nivasan Sati. That means we can recollect our past life. And the fifth one is Dibba Chakku or divine eye, ability to see far or near people. And the Dibya Chakku can be extended to more power. First one is Yadha Kamubhajana, power of seeing in the 31 planes of existence and knowing their respective karma which gave them their birth. That is Yadha Kamubhajana Jnana. And the next one is Anagadam Sanya, power of knowing future existence and future world. That is Anagata Sanya. And the next one is, eighth one is Asavakkaya Jnana, and only Arhat can get this type of Jnana or Asavakkaya Jnana. Now we have finished with the Samatha Kammatthana. Now we have reached to Vipassana Kamatana. In Vipassana Bhavana Insight, one should have the knowledge of the following. If you are practicing Vipassana, we should have the knowledge of the following things. First one is sevenfold Vishuddhi, 7 stages of purity. Second one is Tilakkhana, 3 characteristics. Third one is threefold Anupassana, 3 method of contemplations. And the fourth one is 10 Vipassana Jnana or 10 insight knowledge. And fifth one is threefold Vimukha, 3 ways of emancipations. And the sixth one is threefold Vimukha Mukha, 3 doors of emancipations. Now let's see them one by one. First is sevenfold Vishuddhi or 7 stages of purity. There are 7 stages of purity. First one is Shila Vishuddhi. That means we should be pure enough in our Shila or morality, then only we can go ahead. That is called Shila Vishuddhi. Then Chitta Vishuddhi. That means purity of our mind should be quite good. Then only we can concentrate. And the third one is Ditti Vishuddhi or purity of vision. That means Ditti means our Panya. That should be there. Then the fourth one is Kankha Vidarana Vishuddhi. That means purifying ourselves by transcending all the doubt. Then the sixth one is Padibata Jnana Visuddhi. That means purity of vision of the path. That is called Padibata Jnana Visuddhi. Seventh is Jnana Dassana Viduddhi. The purity of vision, the purity of knowledge of all path. So that is called sevenfold Vishuddhi, 7 stages of purity. Then Tilakkhana or 3 characteristics is Anicca Lakkhana, Dukkha Lakkhana, Anatta Lakkhana of all the physical as well as mental phenomenon. Whatever arises in the body as well as the mind is Anicca, that means impermanent. Dukkha, that is suffering. Anatta, that means not mind or these things. So this is the 3 Lakkhana. And 10 Vipassana Jnana or 10 insight knowledge. So these are the total 10 Vipassana knowledge. The first one is Sammasana Jnana. That means the knowledge that can investigate the 3 characteristics of Nama and Rupa. That is called Sammasana Jnana. That means Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. So when we reach some stages, so we can experience this 3 characteristics very clearly. And the second one is Udayabhaya Jnana. That means whatever the body, it's full of Udayabhaya. That means arising as well as passing. All the body, the Rupa is arising and passing, as well as the mind is also arising and passing. And the third one is Bhayanyana, that means incessant dissolution of the whole body. When we see inside the body, the lots of kalabas comes outside and they dissolution, and we see only Bhanga. And the fourth one is Bhayanyana, the knowledge of releasing Nama Rupa is very dangerous, so that is called Bhayanyana. Then when we see this Bhanga, there is a lot of fear arises, because nothing is mine, so there is nothing is mine. So if I get attachment to this impermanent state, it is very fearsome. So this type of Bhaya will arise. Then the fifth one is Adinava. Then we can understand that the unsatisfactory nature of this body and the attachment is very fearsome. That is called Adinava Jnana. Then the sixth one is Nibbida Jnana. That means the knowledge of disgust of this Nama Rupa. We want to come Nibbida. That means Nirved. That means we are not at all attached to this body. And the seventh one is Munchita Kammida Jnana. That means the desire to escape from this mind as well as body. That is called Munchita Kammida. And the eighth one is Padisankha Jnana. That means the knowledge to investigate Nama, Rupa and five aggregated of existence in order to escape from them. So Munchita Kammida occurs, then we think about how to come out of that. Then we can understand that the Nama and Rupa and five aggregate, and we want to explore these things to come out of that. And the ninth one is Sankharubeka. That means the knowledge of equanimity of Nama and Rupa. And whatever Sankhara comes, it is Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, we can understand. And the 10th one is Anuloma Jnana. That means knowledge of adaptation to the path. That is called Anuloma Jnana. Then there are threefold Vimokha. That means a person attain emancipations or Nibbana in three ways. They are Shunyata Vimokha, Animitta Vimokha and Appanihita Vimokha. Sunyata Vimokha, that means emancipation through the concept of void by Anattanupassana. When we meditate, we find that there is no myself, there is nothing that we can call a mind or I, because everything is arising and passing. So he will reach a Shunyata, that means nothing exists. That is called as Sunyata Vimokha. So when he reach there, the Panya arises in his mind, then he experiences Nibbana. So that type of Nibbana is called Shunyata Vimokha. And the second one is Animitta Vimokha, emancipation through the Aniccanupassana. That means when he meditate, he will see only Anicca or nothing else. So there is no nimitta or nothing he can hold on to that. So when he understands this thing, then suddenly he experiences Nibbana. So that type of Nibbana is called Anitya Vimokha. And the third one is Appanihita Vimokha. Appanihita means by seeing the dukkha. That means always we are trying to see the dukkha nature of the body. So then we don't want to attach to the body. So that type of Nibbana. For example, there is no attachment. So this type of Nibbana occurs. Appanihita Vimokha. Then there are threefold of Vimokha Mukha, that means triple gateways to liberation or Nibbana. So it is same as Anattanupassana, Aniccanupassana, Dukkhanupassana. Anatta, non-self, and Anicca, suffering. Anicca means impermanence, Dukkha, that means suffering. And there are 7 stages of the path of purifications. The first one is training or learning is we can divide into 3 groups. That is called Sikha. Sikha means training or learning. First is Sila Sikha, that means training on the precepts. They are called Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva. Then the Samadhi Sikha, training on concentration. Samma Vayamo, Samma Sadi, Samma Samadhi. And the Panya Sikha, training in wisdom. Samma Ditti, Samma Sankalpa. Actually, right view should be there in the beginning, but we keep the Shila first, precepts first, then through our Chitta Vishuddhi, then we come to this Panya Sikha, then we go through all the 7 Vishuddhi. So the 7 stages of the purifications is, first one is Shila Vishuddhi, that means our Shila should be pure. we should not kill or harm or any living beings. So that Vishuddhi should be there. Then the second one is Chitta Visuddhi, that means purity of the mind. And the third one is Ditti Vishuddhi, that means purity of our view. Then the fourth one is Kankha Vidarana Visuddhi, that is transcending all type of doubt. And the fifth one is Magga Jnana Visuddhi, that means what is right path, what is not wrong path, that we can understand. In this stage, there may be 10 Upaklesa or 10 impurities of Vipassana may arise at this time. There are 10 things that that is good for our Vipassana practice, but it can be an impediment, or it can be sometime Upaklesa, that is we call Upaklesa, and we should try to recognize this 10 Upaklesas in Vipassana. The first one is Obhasa, some ray should come out of our body. So we'll be getting attached to that. We should not get attached. The Pidi or rapture will come. Then also we should not get attached. Pasadi, the calm feeling will be there. We should not get attached. Adhimokha or straying faith will be there. We should not get attached. Then Paggaha, intense effort to grasp the Vipassana. That is called Paggaha. That also should not be there. Sukha, pleasant feeling the whole body will be there. Should not. Then Jnana, quick insight wisdom will be there. We should not get attached. Then Upattana, mindfulness in Kammatthana, it will be there. We should not get attached. Then Ubeka, Tatramachitta will be there all the time. We should not get attached. Nikkandi, mild attachment to the Vipassana Jnana. And out of these 10 Upaklesha, the Nikkandi or mild attachment to the Vipassana Jnana is the real defilement. But all other are good, but they may cause Ditti, Mana and Tanaha. These are the problems of all this Upaklesha. That means Ditti means wrong view. I am this body, this is mine. So this may arise, or Mana or pride may arise, or Tanaha, or strong attachment to this type of experience will arise. So this is called 10 Upaklesha of the Vipassana meditations. And the next one is 6 Padibata. That is, we are talking about 7 stages of purifications. Then Padibata Jnana Dassana Visuddhi. Then we can see the Padibata Jnana Dassana Visuddhi. That means the vision of the path, Padibata Jnana Dassana, the path knowledge. He will understand the purity of vision of the his progress. And now there may be 10 insight knowledge. It may come to him during this Padibata Jnana Dassana Visuddhi. The first one is Udayabhe Jnana, the rising and passing away Jnana. Then the second one is Bhanga Jnana, the dissolution Jnana will be there. Then the third one is Bhayanyana, the fear Jnana will be there. Then the Adinava, there's fright. The Nibbida Jnana, he want to come out of that. Munchita Kamnada, he want to come out of that. Nibbida means Nibbed, that means he is not attached. Munchita Kamnida, he want to come out of that. Padisankhara Jnana, 3 Lakhana meditations he will start. Then the next one is Sankhara Ubeka Jnana. He will try to come out of all type of Sankhara. Then Anuloma Jnana, that means he's he's about to get that these things. Now 16 jnanas in a series. What are the 16 jnanas in a series? First is Nama Rupa Paricheda Jnana. Second one is Pache Bhagga Parigraha Jnana. Then 10 Vipassana Jnana, that is from Samma Sadi to Anuloma, that is Gotrabhu. Then Magga Jnana, Phala Jnana, Pachavaikana Jnana. All these things are 16 jnanas. Then the 7th one is Jnana Dassana Visuddhi, or purity of vision of the knowledge of the 4 path. So that is called Jnana Dassana Visuddhi. And this Jnana Dassana Visuddhi comprises the 4 Maggas: Sodapatti Magga, Sagami Magga, Anagami Phala, Arahata Phala. So Sodapati means the first stage of liberations. When he become a Sodapanna, then 3 of his fetters will be gone. That is, first is Sakkaidati. Sakkaidati means this body is I, that feeling, Vichikicha, doubt, and Silapada Paramamsa, attachment to rite and ritual. It will go from that Sodapanna. Then he becomes Sagdagami or once returners, and in that he will reduce 2 type of these fetters, that is Kamarago and Padiga. Kamaraga means sensual desires, Padiga means aversions. When he become Anagami or non-returners, this Kamaraga and Padiga will be totally eliminated. When he become Arhat, he eliminated rest all 5 fetters. There are total 10 fetters, and the rest 5 fetters are Ruparaga, that means craving to fine material sphere, Aruparaga, craving for immaterial sphere, Mana, that means pride, Uddacha means restlessness, and Avijja. Avijja means is Avijja, or that doesn't exist. And we should understand one thing: Sodapanna, Sagdagami, Anagami are called Sekha. Sekha means those people who are learning, and Arhat, he become a Sekha. That means his learning is completed. So with that, we have finished the full Abhidhamma, and I hope that all these Abhidhamma lessons were very helpful for you. So you can start from the first chapter, and you can first video, then you can come up to this 18th videos, and I am sure that you will get some clues regarding the intricacies of Abhidhamma, and I am sure that you will progress in the Abhidhamma, and I wish you all the best and in your study and in your progress in Abhidhamma lessons. May the Buddha teaching spread all across the world, and may more and more people come in contact with the teaching, the pure teaching, and may all get liberated from all their miseries. May they get Nimbhana. May all of you get Nimbhana. That's my my greetings to all of you. So with this, our video is going to end. Thank you very much for watching me.